Hello.
Okay, we'll start. Good morning, all. Today's session, once again, whatever we have covered in the last class, I'll just recall it. We have understood one particular model which is very much required or essential for developing a network model that is called as OSI reference model. Uh, for that, one organization has approved the network model uh, that is called as ISO. ISO is a standard, OSI is a model. So with respect to that, we have seen that in the OSI reference model, there are 7 different layers. Always, if you are the sending person, it will start from application layer. Next will be the presentation. After that, it will fed up to the session layer. Once the particular door is open, then it will go to the transportation layer. After finishing the job in the transportation layer, next layer will be network, followed by data link, followed by physical. Now we'll just check out how these particular, what is the role of each particular layer in the OSI reference model, one by one. So physical layer is responsible for sending the bit by bit from one particular device to another device. The one device can be an end device or an intermediate node also. So one hop by hop transmission will just say it. That is what it will be just considering with respect to your with respect to the physical layer. Okay, individual bits from one node to another node. How it will be available? If you just go back to the previous slide, it is available. So this is the bits. So that's what I said. Physical layer is responsible for concentrated with respect to the lower level of data, how the system can understand. So lower level of data is nothing but in terms of binary bits. So it will be in terms of binary bits. Now this will be transmitted to the transmission medium. This transmission medium is a physical medium, and it can be anything. It can be either Ethernet or optical fiber or something like that with respect to your wired way of communication or connection oriented communication. Connectionless, if you are going with it, then Wi-Fi you can use it, or 3G. This is called as modulated signals, whereas this is Ethernet, and optical fiber is called as directed digital signals. So digital signals will be concentrated. This particular diagram is nothing but best example for your digital signals to carry. Data will be converted to the digital signal, then it will be taken care. Only a single statement cannot make that particular physical layer as a proper one. So what we'll do is we'll explore some other particular characteristics of your physical layer. Normally, physical layer, it will be acting as an interface between the medium and the device. So that is what it is. So if you just go back to the diagram, see, this is the medium. Between this and your particular end device, the interface name is called as a physical layer. That's what the meaning. Next, representation of bits, that is what 0110. Now, representation of bits, how to convert and how to send it as a signal, that will be done with respect to your different coding techniques. So we'll ensure that different coding techniques will be there. Based on the coding techniques, we'll just go through it. Uh, Next one is data rate. Data rate means what? What do you mean by data rate? The amount of data that you want to transmit to. Here, in terms of bits, how many bits you can transmit at a time? That is nothing but your data rate. So next is synchronization of bits. Synchronization of bits is very important. Okay, we'll take the same example. Here, there are bits from MSB to LSB. Any doubt? Still logging on. Okay, fine. We'll just continue. So 1010100000 like that your bits is there. So least significant bit is 1. If I consider that from the least significant bit, every particular data will be transmitted. If I transmit 1 through the medium, next bit should be 1. If I miss timely, if I change it to 0, then there will be a different meaning. So after immediately transmitting the least significant bit as 1, the next bit is also 1 only, it need to be transmitted. How to get this particular thing done? So it will be taken care by your physical layer itself. So there is nothing but your synchronization of bits. Next one is line configuration. What is this line configuration? So there are two particular points comes into picture, line configuration in that. Point to point and multi-point. We have seen the architecture. With respect to your point to point, there will be the best example that I can give you is your star topology. In the star topology, you'll be having point to point. That means one device to one particular device only, it will be communicated. Whereas in your bus, you'll be having n number of devices, n number of points will be coming. So each point, the tapper will be tapping it, whether it is the particular person, then it will be transmitted, otherwise it will come out. So like that, it will be happening. That configuration is also possible. It will be taken care by your physical layer itself. We'll see it in detail when we come across your particular next topic with respect to your basics of physical layer itself. So we'll just go on. What are all the things it will be doing? That's all. Physical topology. Next one. Topology, we have already seen it. What are all the topologies that we have? Bus, star, and ring is the only 3 particular topologies that is coming under with respect to mesh. It is not possible with respect to your physical layer. Only 3 topologies has been listed. The next is very important, transmission mode. There are 3 ways of doing it. One is simplex, another one is half duplex, another one is full duplex. So which particular mode of transmission that we are going to take here? It also will be considered in the physical layer. So all these are nothing but the characteristics that we have with respect to the physical layer, apart from transmitting bit by bit using through one hop to another hop transmission. Your data link layer, once again, it carries along with the data 2 important things. This data is nothing but the data from the above particular layer, that is encapsulated header information with respect to the third layer. Third layer is nothing but the network layer. Along with it, the data from the higher layer. It goes on. The encapsulation will happen. Similar to it, once it reaches the data link layer, in order to say that it is in the data link layer, this H2 will be attached. Apart from this, there is one more particular thing will be attached that is called as T2. T2 is nothing but your trailer. Trailer is nothing but what are all the additional information. That is, I told that it will be having flow control as well as error control. Both the things will be attached. That will not be given in the header information. So those information, extra informations, whatever is there, which should be hidden from the entire particular outside world, will be given it in the or hidden it in the trailer. This will be encapsulated. Understood? How it is done? We'll see it one by one. Don't worry. So we'll be in this particular entire semester, we are going to learn 2 layers. Third layer, network layer, to an extent we'll be learning it, but these 2 layers in depth will be just seeing it. That is, one is physical layer and the one is data link layer. So that's what you can just remember it. So is there anything else to define with respect to the data link layer? One particular statement is that the data link layer is responsible for moving frames from one hop to another. Hop is nothing but one node to another. That's it, nothing else. So whereas frames, what is this particular terms are called as frames? Here data is in the data link layer, data is called as frames. Data is termed as frames. That's it. Anything else apart from whatever we have seen with respect to your data link layer? Only one statement does not mean that all the features will be stated over time. I told there will be flow control, error control. Where is that? So that will be addressed here. So it is having framing. Framing is nothing but whatever the data that is coming from the above particular layer, it will be just taking that particular thing. Entire data as it is, I cannot move it. So I need to just segment it so that my particular flow will be very easy. Say, for example, I can transmit, or my particular transmission medium can transmit the data rate of 8 bits at a time. So I need to cut short my particular entire data into 8 bits of into 8 bit piece. One piece consists of 8 bits. Like that, I need to have n number of pieces. How much is the data length? Depending on that, I need to cut short. So that particular thing will be done with respect to your data length layer. That concept is called as frame. One after the other, the frame should be transmitted. Next, it will be having one type of addressing, that is physical addressing. Physical addresses are also called as MAC addresses. MAC, there is two things. One is called as medium access control. Another one is called as, I'll just let you know in the next class probably. Another one more word is that for MAC addresses. So medium access control, that is nothing but your actual physical address of it. Say, for example, for the same laptop, you will be having one particular number. That number is called as a MAC address. MAC address will be unique one, and it should be for only one system. Whereas your IP addresses, that is what 192.168. Like that, if you are saying. So kindly switch off your video and mute the microphones. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Just chat it. Let me see what are all the doubts that you have. Any doubt till now? Respond. Say yes or no. No doubt. So can we continue? Okay, fine. MAC addresses are nothing but the physical addresses. That is for the system, one particular address. Whereas with respect to your network layer, if we are concentrating, that is called as logical address. As I have given the example in the yesterday's class, logical addresses are nothing but the name is a physical address. The number, whatever they have given it with respect to your USN, that is a logical address that changes upon your particular time of studies. Next, if you go to work, there they will be calling it as an employee number. Employee number is different. So like that, logical address will be taken care. Whereas with respect to your physical address, it is a name of use. That will be stored in the data link layer. That is what is mattered with respect to your data link layer. Next one is flow control. So, okay, I cannot transmit. That's what I said. My transmission medium can transmit only 8 bits of data. That means I have a particular room. In that room, one after the other, only one member can enter that room at a time. So if I just ask 2 or 3 people to enter the room at a time, there will be a collision, which will always result in nothing will be taken into consideration. So just to avoid it, what I will be doing is I'll be making a queue, or I'll be just arranging, making them to stand one behind the other based on their USN number, which is a logical addresses. So based on that, I'll ask them to enter the room. So this is possible. So that is nothing but your flow control is all. So overwhelm the receiver means receiver can receive only 8 bits at a time, but I am just transmitting 9 bit at a time. So 1 bit will be lost. So that in order to overcome that, we require flow control. Next one is error control. Okay, I have transmitted the 8 bits. Whether that 8 bits has been transmitted properly or not, the integrity matters here. Integrity in the sense 8 bits, if I send it as 1 followed by 7 zeros, if I make the last bit, 8 bit is there, 1 followed by 7 zeros is my data. If I transmit the data in the particular transmission medium, somebody else may be available in the network who will be also sharing the same transmission medium, can grab that particular message, change the last bit to 1 and transmit it. That is possible. Or due to the heavy duty of the signals, the signal data can also be changing, because it requires electrical signals to push the particular data, whatever is that signals, to the other end. So just because of it also you can change it. It may get changed. So now how to check it? Where to go? Where to see it? So for that particular reason, error control plays a vital role. This is, in this particular data link layer, we'll add the error detection and correction bits also. Detect also is possible, correction is also possible. Along with it, detect the error followed by correct the error separately can also be possible. Anything is okay. So only thing is we are concentrating on the mainly on the integrity of the data. That's what we can say it over here. Next one is access control. This is very, very important. Who can access, who cannot access. Whether any node, that is, if I have a star topology is having many nodes. If you are having one particular centralized server at the particular thing at that time, or the mesh topology, anybody can access it. That's what it is. Resolve how multiple nodes share the same data channel. Because if you do that, say, for example, you may be saying that one particular end, A is the sender, another end as B as the receiver. Just go back to the, okay. Yeah, we'll take this particular slide. It is taking time. Yeah. Device A is that, device B is that. We always stated that in the last example, in the previous session, device A will always be sending the data, device B will always be receiving the data. Sometimes what happens, multiple way of communication, whenever it is happening, A will also send the data, B is also send the data. So A doesn't know that B has sent the data, so that's why it transmitted. It also transmits the data. Once it reaches to the next intermediate node, which is the intermediate node 2, I'll be saying it, I'm marking it, no, to this particular node, both the particular parties data will be coming over there and it will be colliding with each other. How to make sure that this can be eliminated? That will be possible with respect to your access control. So that's what we are speaking about here, access control. So how multiple nodes. So if one node is sending the data, the other should always keep quiet. Till what time it can keep quiet? The best example I can give you, yesterday I told you very clearly to clean all the annotations that you are making on the screen. Unfortunately, you didn't do it. By knowingly or unknowingly, you have committed it. After saying so many times also, you have not done it once, then I need to do it by myself. I have disabled that particular control itself from my end. Okay, so if I also talk, if you also do some particular things, changes, nobody can understand. So they will be more concentrated on the diagrams that you are making it on the screen rather than listening to my particular lecturing. So that complete thing is lost. How to make it happen? Disable that completely. First, make sure that your class goes fine. Then enable it. If any questions is that during that period, you can just do it. Understanding it? So that's nothing but your access control. So based on this, we need to just focus on these particular points. Mainly we'll be focusing on the physical addresses, how it will be available, and framing concepts, how framing need to be done. The next, flow control, error control, access control in detail, we'll be learning in this particular entire semester. Maybe in third or fourth module, we'll be learning that. Okay, we'll just go with the next one. Hop to hop delivery. We are seeing that hop to hop delivery is for physical layer as well as data link layer. How it is possible? What is this actually? So that's what they have given an example. The example says that one end system is that A, another intermediate node is that B, which is connected to A, and there is a link to C as well as E. C is taking it as one more particular node and E is one more particular node, and both are bifurcated in different directions. Okay, and the end system is connected to your C is D, and end system connected to your E is F. That's what it will be having. Now, we are thinking that only two layers we are taking it at a time. Since physical layer is also possible to have it with respect to your end system, we have only particular application layer is available with respect to your end system. I'm not concentrating about that. Only we are taking the two layers which we have discussed right now. That is, one is physical layer, another one is data link layer. This is nothing but your hop to hop delivery. So once the data is there in the data link layer, it will be transmitted to physical layer. If it is the sender, then it will transmit to the transmission medium. From the transmission medium, the next immediate particular node is reached. So from that, which is the next immediate particular node, depending on that, it will be reaching the data. Once you are saying F is the particular destination, it will reach it by E. So one system at a time, it will take it. That's nothing but your hop to hop delivery is all. Understood? Any doubt? If you have any doubt, we can just take those particular notes. You can message in the chat box. Any doubt? Or shall I continue? No doubt? For all of you? Shall we go? Okay. Next one. This is network layer. So third layer is the network layer, right? So the network layer, what it will be doing? It will be just taking the uh, data from the transportation layer. It will encapsulate the header that is present with respect to your network layer, and it will transmit to the data layer. That's it, nothing else. When your network layer comes into picture, whenever you want to route your addresses, that is source address you have, that is sender address you have. So you need to pass it to the receiver end. That is the destination. So if you know that, then your network layer plays a vital role. Okay. There are two things available. Sorry. Network layer is responsible for the delivery of individual packets. What is packet here? See, all terminologies, whatever we are using, frames, packets, is nothing but data itself. In different layers, the naming concept is changed. That's it. Physical layer is the one where data name will be attached to. In the data link layer, data is not the word that we'll be using. We'll be using it as frames because one bit at a time will be not having. Series of bits will be having it. So that's why that particular series of bits is named as frames. So if you go to the next layer, above layer is the network layer. In the network layer, like that, n number of frames will be constituting one type of packet. That's what you are. Simple thing. You can just take it as one single letter in the alphabet represents your physical data. If you have series of characters for a certain limit that it is having, say for example, 8 characters in one particular thing, that is one word. If you are saying it, like that particular word is nothing but the frames with respect to your data link layer. If you have a bunch of such particular type of words, then we'll call it as packets in the network. That's it. You can easily remember this. So network layer is responsible for the delivery of individual packets from the source host to the destination host. What is source host? What is destination host? Very simple. Host meaning is who will be hosting it. Whether it is a source or destination, that is what. Whether it is a sender or receiver. Sender is always source, receiver is always destination. That's it. Nothing else. So from source to destination only it will be mattered, not with respect to your individual networks. Whereas data link layer is responsible for moving the frames, that is words, from one hop to the next hop itself. That's what it is saying. So in the network layer, what are all the things that we'll be considering? We'll be considering one logical addresses, how this particular logical addresses is done. You'll be saying 127.0.0.1. Can anybody say what is this 127.0.0.1? Anyone who knows about it? I'll just type it 127.0.0.1. Oh, sorry. 127.0.0.1. What is this? 127.0. Yes, of course, it is an IP address. I agree with you. Which particular IP address or what is this particular format? We'll be considering this particular format oftenly. Yes, of course, it is IPv4 addressing. How we'll be considering it as IPv4? See, I'll just pause the screen for time being. I'll just share you one more window. I'll just open it. Okay. Network is very fast at my end. I don't know exactly about your end. So we'll just check it out. Okay, 127.0.0.1. Okay, this is your logical addressing. That's what they are saying. How it is possible to check whether it is an IPv4 or IPv6 and all those things. Don't worry anything about it right now. Your IPv4 concentrates with 32-bit addressing format. If you are not following this, it uses, kindly switch off the video. It also uses dot, or in terms of computer language, if you want to speak about it, it is called as periodic operator as a separator. If you're not worrying about the 32-bit addressing, don't worry anything about it. If you see once a dot is available and 4 different values are available in that particular thing, then it will be nothing but your IPv address 4 itself, IPv4 addressing itself. How come it is IPv addressing? It will take from each particular bit, that is each separator from before your particular dot operator, whatever is that, each one will be live anywhere between 0 to 255 dot 0 to 255 dot 0 to 255 dot 3 dots should be there, 0 to 255. So that is how you are just dividing it. This becomes your 8-bit 1, 2, 3, and 4. So each one is of 8-bit. 8 multiplied by 4 will be nothing but 32-bit. And whatever I have just mentioned at 127, it is lying in between 0 to 255 dot 0 dot 0 dot 1. I have a one simple question. Can I type 0 dot 0 dot 0 dot, sorry, 0 dot 0? Can I have an IP address like this? You can say yes or no, you can type it and answer it. Okay. My question is why it is no. The simple thing that I'll be telling you here is, can I have your USN starting from 0? If I change the same thing with respect to 1 dot 0 dot 0 dot 0, is it possible? Or else zero dot 0 dot 0 dot 1. I think the question is clear, right? So I have written 3 different types of addressing. So my question is, can we write anything? 0 dot 0 dot 0 dot 0, you have answered no. Okay, fine. Since we cannot have 0 as your USN, you are saying it. Fine. Okay, no problem. What about 1 dot 0 dot 0 dot 0? What about 0 dot 0 dot 0 dot 1? So is it coming under 8-bit or 32-bit addressing is available over there? 32-bit addressing is there in both? As per my knowledge, the first particular bit, whatever you are choosing it, it cannot be left as 0. It should start from 1. Okay, so that's how it will be just considered. So this particular 127.0.0.1 is nothing but local IP address of a machine. If you want, you can just cross verify, open your machine, go to the command prompt and just type, since it is not connected to the any particular networking thing, either by Ethernet or by Wi-Fi access point. If you have not connected to it, uh, then also it's okay. You can just type one particular keyword or command over there in the command prompt. You need to open the command prompt, CMD. Just delete this. so that I'll get some space to write that. First, startup in your Windows, and then you need to choose run. Startup is nothing but Windows symbol is there, right? So you can press that particular button in your keyboard. So once it is done, you can just go with the typing the command as ipconfig. Okay, you need to type the command as ipconfig over that. So you'll just get to know what is that particular IP address is all about. This is one thing. If you are using any Linux operating system, this is with respect to your Windows. Okay, if you have an open source like Linux, open terminal, and type the command as ifconfig. Ifconfig is the command. If you type it, you'll get to know what is this particular ifconfig is all about. So I have a question coming from one particular fellow, 109 register number. What is Ethernet? Ethernet is nothing but one card where you can just connect the network cable with respect to the computer or the end devices. Ethernet card will be saying that. That is nothing but your Ethernet. It is a medium or a source where your particular connection can be taken into consideration. Simple example I can give you here is you know something about adapter with respect to your charging point is considered with respect to it. Yeah, there will be a socket, right? The similar way, if you want to connect any particular network, a LAN cable or a particular anything, then we require a connector. Ethernet card will say it. That will be available. So if it is not available, you can just purchase it with respect to your USB to Ethernet or USB to RS 342 cable will be available or device will be available. You can just have that particular devices. If possible, tomorrow's class, I'll just show you what is that particular Ethernet card is all about. Okay. Did I answer your question, ma'am or sir? I don't know. Is it okay? Ethernet, you got an idea, right? So it is nothing but a socket, right? That's it, nothing else. So we'll come back. So okay, we are running out of time. Another 6 minutes to go. We'll just complete this particular network layer to the extent at least. Then we'll just, okay. IP addresses, that's what it will be having. So this IP addresses is very much different from MAC address. MAC address is taking with respect to the system, whereas IP addresses, it will be keep on changing. So that's what it is. And mainly your network layer is concentrated with respect to routing. For this particular thing to do, there is a table arranged. So from which particular, what is a node that it is having, from where it has been come, that is a source node for recording it. Next node, which is available for transmitting the data, that will be available. Along with it, which will be the lowest particular route that I can travel. That particular that particular thing is also available over. That means how many hops I require to travel. Is there one end system to another end system? If it is only 2 hops at a time, I can just travel. It means that is a minimum route. If there is some other particular route where 4 hops is that, but 4 hops in that everything is that particular route is very clear, no particular traffic, anything, nothing is there. You can travel it also. It may guide you. So depending on that, a routing table will be available in the network layer. Okay, this is your source to destination delivery with respect to your okay. So this is source to destination delivery. Now we have hop to hop, we have seen it. Now we are going with respect to your same particular diagram, one particular node has been, one particular layer has been attached. So if you are having this particular layer with respect to B as well as E, which is the intermediate node, still we are having it, means then this intermediate node is called as router. In your switch and hub, we will be not having this particular network layer concept at all. The thing is, in the router, it has some intelligence to just concentrate on the tabling format, where it has been come from, to which one it has to be reached, which is the nearest node. All those particular details, it will be attached to it. So that's why this intermediate node B and E is called as, it's a hop to hop delivery itself, but still it is called as, a router here. Understanding it? So that's all with respect to this. This is a very simple example. See, you can check it. Hop to hop delivery is available over there. Along with it, the source to destination delivery is also taken into consideration. So that is the meaning of your network layer. Okay, I'll just oh, the screen was not shared. Was the screen shared or not? Okay, now can you able to view it? Okay, fine. The screen that you are seeing it, the diagram that you are seeing it, in this, your B is an intermediate node, E is an intermediate node. If you have the network layer in the intermediate node, then the intermediate node is represented as router. That is what I was pointing at. The reason is, in the router, you will be having the table. In the particular routing table, you will be having the source node, where it has been come from, where it has to go, and which is the next nearest node, how many hops to cover, every detail of it will be available. Router's job is to do that. So based on that particular thing, you will be having B and E will be nothing but your router only. Whereas end devices also, you will be having this particular network layer available. So if you have a switch or hub, this particular network layer is not available. Only two particular parts will be there. One is called as data link layer. Another one is called as physical layer in your switch or hub. That's what I was just pointing it out. Any doubt? Do you want me to repeat it once again? Another 2 minutes left out. So you got an idea with respect to what is the role of your physical layer, data link layer, and network layer, right? To the extent. Okay, fine. Quickly, I'll just take few questions if you have any. Otherwise, we can stop here. Any question? Okay. I just want to know how the class is going. Is it okay, or any changes is needed? Less than 1 minute is that? Are you happy with the class or any changes? It's fine. Okay. Okay then. Have a nice festival. Tomorrow there will be no class. Once again, Thursday, regular as usual timetable, it will be followed. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for your patient hearing. We'll just stop here. Okay. Thank you.